Alright, so welcome back, and today what we're going to do is something that I'm super excited about. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and that is that I will be building your apps. So I did a community post here on YouTube a few weeks ago, or it might even have been a month ago now, where I asked you guys to send in your app ideas for me to build. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for sending that in, because I got blown away by the amount of emails that I got sent to me and the amount of ideas that I got. So really thank you for that. And I also want to say that in case I don't get to your idea in this video, I will probably make this into a series, so hopefully I can get to your idea in the future. And also my idea here is just to help you get started on your app. I can't really build your entire app out for you because I want to try to get through as many apps and ideas as I can in this video. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try to figure out what the main screen of your app is based on your description, and then I'm going to build that out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create GitHub repositories for each of these apps and leave the links to those in the description of this video so that you can then go and download that and continue to work on these apps on your own. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today. So I want to say again, thank you for sending your ideas in, and now let's get started. Alright, so this is the first app that we're going to start building today. This guy, Ahmed Raja, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name exactly, but he sent in this idea that I thought was really great. And I'll just read it out loud, and then we'll get into trying to figure out what are the different components that would be for the home screen, and then we'll build that out. As a high schooler going into senior year, I was thinking about making an app like Uber, but instead of it being for drivers or food, I want it to be for technical repair services. For example, if someone wants an electrician to come repair their stuff, they can go to the app, search for electrical or electrician, and then the electrician gets notified and accepts the repair request. From there, the two parties will go through and book a time for the service to be done. And to confirm that the job was completed and the electrician can leave, the customer will give the technician a randomly generated code which puts the money transaction through. Other than electrical, I was thinking repair services could include computer help, furniture assembly, plumbing work, and much more. I know this is a large project, but if you could do even some of it, that would be great. For example, if you could make the maps and/or search part to get me started, I'll take it from there and continue developing this idea. All right, so what we'll start with is to try to flesh out the different requirements for the app, and then we'll see kind of where we go from there. And what we're going to do, since he mentioned the Uber app, we're just going to start by going to Google and then seeing if we can find a design of the Uber app, because I don't remember what that looks like. And then we'll kind of look at that and try to make something similar to that. Alright, so I'm thinking something like this, where I haven't decided on the colors or anything like that. This is just a very rough draft of what the app might look like. So essentially behind here there would be a map where you have like certain locations of different technicians essentially that are available right now. And then you have a scroll view or something down here with little cards showing the different people that are in your area right now. So you'd see, okay, John Doe, he's an electrician, and right now his status is available. So if you're looking for an electrician, then you can just press this guy and you'll get to that profile. And then you can see the reviews of that electrician as well. And that would just be a long list of all the people that are signed up to the service. And then up here you can also type in and like search for the type of service that you're looking for. It's very similar to this Uber design. That is kind of what I based this design on. Looks pretty boring right now, but we're going to try to make it a little bit more interesting once we build it out in Flutter. So we're going to start straight away, and we're going to open up a new Flutter project. Use my command that I created in one of my videos in case you haven't seen that. It's called Automating My Projects with Python, I think. And I just type in create and student services app. And then that just takes care of everything. It creates the folders in the right directories, and then it adds a repository to GitHub, and then it pushes the first commit so that that is all taken care of. I don't need to think about any of that anymore. And what we'll do then, now we're in the right directory, what we're going to do is we're going to create another directory in here, and we're going to call that app. We're going to go into the app, and then we're going to do Flutter create student services app. And this will create the Flutter project for us. All right, so this is what the app looks like right now. This is the starter project that we get when we open a new Flutter project. What we're going to do now is we're going to create the first screen. All right, so now I've finally been able to actually have a map on the screen, which took a long time to actually do, but now we have it, so that works at least, so that's good. Now we're gonna add the cards and the search functionality, and then this app or this screen is designed and ready to go. So we're going to start with designing the cards. Yeah, so that's the next thing. All right, so now what we're going to do to kind of continue this is we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to create, we're going to call that models. And then within this folder, we're going to create a new file called technician.dart. And in here, we'll create a new class for our technicians. All right, so this is our technician now. We have a name, a phone number, address, the rate, so how much do they charge, the status, so are they available or are they away or whatever. And then we have the rating, so how highly has this technician been rated. And then we have the profile picture, which is what we're going to show here on this little card. Also, we need occupation. All right, so those are the things that we need. Now we can get those things and then display them on each card, essentially. So this is what we ended up with. So we've got the first screen essentially done. There's some things that, of course, I haven't implemented, like for instance, actual locations of these people, but that is something that's going to be like integrated with the backend. And really, in order to make this somewhat doable, I have to limit the amount of stuff that I actually do to be able to get a couple of these apps done in one video. You can search here for technicians near you. That doesn't do anything right now, but that is one of the features that will then be implemented. That will be like searching for the location of the people that are around you. And then we have down here, we have a list of all the people that are in your area. And we have the status of them. So this one is available right now, and the rating is 4 out of 5 stars. And I just created the same technician over and over again to kind of get a little bit of a display of what this might look like in the end. And I'm pretty happy with this design. I hope you are happy as well. The person who sent this in, what was your name again? Let's have a look. So Ahmed or Ahmed, I'm not sure, Raja. I hope you're happy with this little design. The idea is just to get you kind of started, get you going. So I hope this kind of gets you going, and I'll, like I said, leave links to the GitHub repository for all of these apps in the description of this video. So that you can just clone that and keep going, keep working on what I've already gotten you started on. And now we'll move on to the next app. But I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow, because right now I just need to eat something, because I haven't eaten since like 9 and it's 3 p.m. right now. So I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to get back into it tomorrow and film the next app that we're going to build. So yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so it's day 2 and it's time for the second app of this video. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who voted for a name for my newsletter. And it's going to be called what most people voted for, which is Clean Code Friday. And in case you haven't heard of it, I just want to mention it quickly. It's going to be a short email that I'll send out every Friday containing a few bullet points regarding like the most interesting things I've found this week. And that's going to be things like podcast episodes I'm listening to, or books I'm reading, articles I've read, productivity tips, coding tips and tricks, and really anything that I think you might enjoy. And in case you want to sign up to this, I will leave a link to that in the description of this video. And also, this is entirely inspired by Tim Ferriss's 5 Bullet Friday. So in case you see some similarities, you probably should see some similarities, because that is what I got my inspiration from. But I hope you'll sign up, and I also want to say thank you to everyone who has signed up. I'm blown away again about how many people signed up to this already. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, and let's get started with the second app. Alright, so same as before, we're going to start by just reading out the email, and then we're going to go through it and try to figure out what are the requirements, and then try to come up with a design for it. The app idea I have is one that would advertise jobs. Unemployment is an issue where I'm from, and information and the lack thereof is one of the challenges I'm hoping this app can or will address. The idea of the app is that it's free and will have job listings that I or someone can post. Many jobs, yes, do get advertised in the papers, but not many people here can afford to purchase the papers daily. This is the gap that I'm hoping the app will bridge. Most people do have smartphones, but data prices are pretty high. But hopefully they'll reduce in the future, and the app will then surely have its space. Alright, so this is pretty simple. It's going to be an app where people can post different jobs, and where you can then go to look for jobs, essentially. The guy who sent this in was Mark Catwire, or I'm not sure how to pronounce your name either, but I think it's like Catwire or something. So what we're going to start with is just designing the first screen, and I'm thinking that's going to be something where we have a list of all the jobs that are available right now. And before we start, we're going to go and actually go to Pinterest and try to find colors that I like and a design that I like. So on this page, the first page, what I want to be able to see is I want to be able to see different job categories. And then I want to be able to also see different job listings. So what I kind of think would be cool is if it's like, if you get the top listings or recently posted listings or something like that, that you can just scroll through no matter what the category of the job is. So you kind of have that section where you can scroll through recently posted jobs, and then you have a section below that that's going to be like where you can select specific categories, and then within that you can search for those within those categories. So this is going to be the screen essentially. I'm going to build it out something similar in Adobe XD. So a lot of people ask me what software I use, and I use Evernote for my note taking, and then Adobe XD for the app design. All right, let's start. Alright, so I think this is the design for now. Right now this doesn't look that good. I haven't really finished designing these cards, but I think this is good enough to kind of get a start. So we're going to build this out pretty quickly, I think. Alright, so now we've got the first part done. And I'm pretty happy with the way that this actually turned out. I think this looks really good. So what we get is this screen. I did pretty much copy exactly what the design on Pinterest was for the color on the back here. And it says find your new job, and then you get a list here of all the jobs that are or the most recent job posts. Right now it's just a list of the same exact job post because I couldn't be bothered going through and like adding logos for other companies and then adding the details for all the other companies. So I just made a for loop that just creates the same company over and over again. But I think it's enough because it kind of illustrates the point. The next thing is going to be to go through and create this stuff for all the job categories. I think that should be pretty quick. So let's just start building that straight away. I think this is pretty much it for this build. Or for this app. So what we've got right now, I'm pretty happy with this. This actually looks really good. It looks pretty clean and kind of gives you the feeling that I was going for when I was doing this. So this is the page essentially. You get here and you see a list of the recent jobs. Then the idea would be that you'd click these cards and then you'd get to a full page where you can see all the details of that job. And then you can also apply through that page. And then we have something else here where we have a list of all the different job categories. And these are just the jobs that I or the overarching categories that I came up with on the spot. There are probably a few that I've missed, but these are cover some of them at least. And if you would do this, when you turn this into a real app, you would have to, of course, go through and like check that you actually have all the different categories within your app. Alright, so that is the second app built, and I hope you're pretty happy with it. Mark Catwire, again, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I hope you're happy with it, Mark. And like I said on the previous one, I will leave a link to this GitHub repository in the description of this video so that you can just go and download that, clone it, and start working on it on your own. Now it's again been about 3 hours for this build, so we only have one more left, but we're going to do that tomorrow, so it's going to be a 3-day long thing. So that is me done for today, and now I'm just going to rest for a bit and then probably work on some other things, and then we'll get back to it tomorrow and finish off the third app. This is turning out to be a lot bigger of a project than I thought it was going to be. And it's taken a lot longer, but it's a lot of fun, and this is the stuff that I really like to do. It's to get ideas for apps or come up with an idea for an app and then just find a design for it and then build out that design. So it is one of those things that I really like to do. But now I'm going to rest and then we'll be back tomorrow. Alright, so today is day 3 on this enormous quest that I've embarked upon. And today we're going to do the third and last app. We're going to get that built. And we're just going to get straight into it because I just want to get started right now. Alright, so this is the last app that we're going to build in this video. And this was sent in by Sohaib Cannon. Again, another difficult name to pronounce for me at least. But I hope you know who you are. And we're just going to go ahead and read out what he sent us. And also he sent a link to a website that he has, which is the website that he essentially wants to create an app for. So this is something that I will use as my inspiration when it comes to kind of the color scheme and the design of and feel of the app, I guess. All right, so let's read it out. The goal is that this is a web app. I have a full-on website that I made and I post a blog a week on it. It's called miningchamber.com. If you look at it, you'll get a lot of reference. It will be exactly like the app. And also the goal will be so people can get access to blogs and the lottery system and maybe some mining by using advertisements and pay the users their cut. All right, so that is kind of what he wants. It's not super detailed, but the thing is that I looked at his website and I thought that the website looks good and it has some good potential for an app. So we're going to start by looking at the website and trying to figure out kind of what we need for this app. Alright, so this is kind of what I've come up with so far. It's not the final design, but it's a start at least. And what I'm thinking is that if I press this, then this thing should like go down and then a new one will pop up that's specific to that page. But right now we're going to start building this out, and then we're going to see kind of what that ends up looking like, and then we'll do some more specific design work regarding like what the final product is going to look like. All right. So here we go. This is what we ended up with. This is what it looks like. You can press the different buttons here and then you'll get to the different tabs. I haven't added anything for any other tabs because we're just building one screen today, but this is essentially the home tab, and this is where you get the crypto library or the blog posts essentially. So then you get a long list here of blog posts, all the posts that have been posted. And right now, similar to the other apps that I've built in this video, it's just a bunch of the same exact post. And then you can press read more, and then you'd get to the actual article, and then you could read that article. I want to see if I can find something where I can set the color of the shadow to be something else. And then I think we're pretty much done with this app. Okay, all right. So I think I'm happy with what we've got now. I added a little bit of a shadow here, or like gradient to it, and that just kind of makes the buttons here show a little bit better, and it also kind of gives a little bit of another element, I guess, to this app. But with that, I'm gonna say I'm pretty much happy with that. So we're gonna again commit it to GitHub. All right, so Sohaib, or whatever your name was, however you pronounce it. So I hope this ended up looking something like what you wanted it to look like. And I feel like I say this all the time with all the apps that I build, but I'm pretty happy with the design of this one. I'm happy with the outcome. And I mean, there are some things that maybe given a little bit more time I could have refined or perfected, but I'm pretty happy with this so far. Alright, so that's the first video in this series done, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I kind of knew that it was going to be a bit of work, but I didn't really think about it too much. I didn't realize that it takes quite a while even to just build out one screen for one app. But I did really enjoy it, and I hope that the ones that sent out these ideas, that you guys actually liked the designs that I ended up making, and that I hopefully got you started on your app. And like I've said several times, you can go to the description and just clone this and start building on your own. The idea with this video is, like I said at the start, just to kind of get you started. I'm not going to be able to build out an entire app in just one video. And what I wanted to do also is kind of try to build out a couple apps so that I can get through as many people as possible, because I got a lot of emails on different app ideas. So I also have a couple ones starred in my inbox. So in case your app was not built in this video, hopefully I can build it in a future video. And also, if you missed it last time and you didn't send me an idea, you can still send it to me at calbuildsyourapp@gmail.com. And I'll keep checking this email to see whether I get new ideas, and I'll keep like making a long list of ideas for apps to build in these videos. So hopefully if you send me one of your ideas, I can build that in a future video. And lastly, I just have one small request, and that is that you give this video a like in case that you enjoyed it, because I found out that that really helps the YouTube algorithm, and that helps my video do even better. And I put a lot of effort and thought into this video, so I really want it to do well. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. But that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.